Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at how to find the lateral and total surface area of a prism. Now remember, prisms have two bases that are polygons. So your bases could be any type of polygonal shape. It could be hexagons, it could be triangles, it could be squares. It could be any type of shape that doesn't have curves. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the formulas and then talk about what some of the letters in the formulas mean. So the lateral surface area, and I'm going to use LA for lateral surface area, is pH. Seems easy enough. We're only multiplying two things together, right? And the total surface area, and I'm going to use TA for that, is pH plus 2B. Remember, total surface area includes the bases, and that's why there's a 2 in front of it, because there are two bases in a prism. So let's talk about what the letters mean. The P in the formula stands for perimeter, but not just perimeter, perimeter of the base. You don't need to multiply it times 2 because there's two bases. Just find the perimeter of one of the bases, okay? The H, of course, stands for exactly what you're thinking it stands for, the height. Now, I think of height in a little bit different of a way, and I'm going to explain that now. I'm going to go ahead and try and draw here a triangular prism. Oh, not too bad for on the fly. Okay, so we've got a triangular prism here, and I know that it's a triangular prism because these two are the bases. They're the ones that are parallel to each other. So I'm going to highlight my bases real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. These two are the bases. They're parallel. That's how you know they're the bases. So keep in mind, base doesn't always mean bottom. Right now, this triangular prism is sitting on one of the faces. It's not sitting on one of the bases. So where would the height be in this picture? The height is actually right here. It's the distance between the two bases. So sometimes we just need to think, what if I sat this prism upright on top of its base? What would the height be? So the height is actually the distance right here between these two bases. Keep that in mind. And what does the B stand for? The B stands for the area of the base. Okay? So not just area of anything, not just any side, it has to be area of the base. And remember, base does not mean bottom. Okay? Those two shaded figures, the triangles, are the bases in this picture. Okay? So now let's go ahead and use these formulas. We're going to look at two examples today. One is a rectangular prism, and then we're going to look at a triangular prism, I believe. So let's go ahead and look at the rectangular first, and let's look at the lateral surface area. So the formula for lateral surface area is pH. So we need the perimeter of the base. The bases are shaded. So remember, if it's a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So this side is 32 inches and this side is 10 inches. And you just add them all up. 32 plus 32 plus 10 plus 10. And we get 84 inches. You do not need to take the perimeter of both bases and add them up. Just find the perimeter of one of them. And we're multiplying it by the height, which is the distance between the two bases, remember? So here's my height, 40 inches. And now we're just going to multiply those things together. Okay, so I'm going to grab my handy dandy calculator because some numbers are a little bigger. So 84 times 40 is 3,360 inches squared. Now that's lateral. Basically, that means that all those sides that aren't the bases, it's the area of all of those sides added up. But for total, we have to include the two bases. So let's use our formula for that. Total surface area is pH plus 2B. Now we already found the area of the lateral surface area, P times H. 84 times 40. Now we need to know what is the area of the base. We got the 2 here. What's the area of the base? How do we find an area of a rectangle? Length times width. So 10 times 32, which is 320. Now we already know what 84 times 40 is because we got it from up here, and it was 3,360. Now we just need to multiply these two numbers together. So 2 times 320 is 640. Now add these up and we will get our total surface area. Well, luckily, since I have my calculator out, the lateral surface area is already in there. So now I'm just adding on the area of the two bases, which was 640, for a total of 4,000 inches squared as our total surface area. That wasn't too awful, right? But you need to find the things that you know. What is the perimeter of the base? What is the area of the base? And what is the height? So let's do one more. This time we're going to look at what is the surface area of a right triangular prism. Oops, sorry about that. A right triangular prism. So we have one here. So keep in mind, it specifically says a right triangular prism, meaning that this right here is the right angle, and 3 is the height, and 4 is the base. 5 is the hypotenuse of that right triangle. Okay, so let's find the things that we need. What is the perimeter of the base? So we're going to add the 3 sides together. 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 12. Okay, we need the height of the prism. Remember, the height is the distance between the two bases. The two bases are shaded. The distance between them is 12. Okay, and then we also need the area of the base. Now, how do you find the area of a triangle? 1/2 base times height. Okay, so the base of that right triangle is 4 and the height of the right triangle is 3. So 1/2 times the base, which is 4, times the height, which is 3. 4 times 3 is 12, and half of 12 is 6. So the area of the base is 6. I know that took a little while, but we have now found that the perimeter of the base is 12, the area of the base is 6, and the height of the prism is 12. So now we can plug in the numbers that we know into our formula. So the lateral surface area is PH. So that means the perimeter of the base, which is 12, times the height of the prism, which is also 12. What a coincidence. And we get 144 units squared. We weren't given a unit in this problem, but whatever unit it would be squared because it is surface area. So 144 is our lateral. So to find total surface area, it is PH plus 2B. Well, we already found PH, didn't we? It was 144, so we already know this. Now we just need to plug in what the area of our base is. Okay, the area of our base we already found was 6. So 2 times 6 is 12. And then we're just going to add those two together to get 156 units squared. So this one does take a little bit of work. You do have to know on the triangle which side is the base and the height. So when you use the area formula for a triangle, you know how to find the area of that. Remember, the base could be anything. And you have to be able to find the area of that base because that's what the B stands for. If you have any questions about how to find the surface area of a prism, please leave a message in the chat.